Hello, beautiful simmers. Welcome to the channel if you are new, or welcome back if you are returning. Yesterday, The Sims released the Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature expansion pack official gameplay trailer. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read to you what Mother Nature has spoken, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit. 100,000 welcomes to Innisgreen, where the joys are plentiful and the wonders are awe-inspiring. Here it feels like we're truly enchanted by nature. There are many ways to enjoy the bounties of nature, many paths to follow, from a peaceful life outdoors to exploring enchantment and magic. Let's begin at the root, plants and gardening. Caring for these beauties gives you a pure dose of joy. Just water them when dry and they'll look as good as new. Except those poor things. Here's a tip, a little fairy dust goes a long way. Enchanted plants water and weed themselves. Oh, they do tend to attract pixies though. Hey, at least they're cute. For those with slightly more gardening expertise, bring more of the outdoors in with potted plants. Place them wherever you want. Fill the entire room if you want. If you're a fellow fan of foliage, your passion can take a long way. So go on, name them, talk to them, whatever. I don't judge. You may have noticed a little flicker earlier. Well, the wait is over. Fairies are here. Let's start with the basics, shall we? A mere mortal aspiring to be a fairy. Hey, no need to be alarmed, you called me. Now all you have to do is follow the path laid out for you and poof! Become a fairy. Look at this entrance. Subtle, right? Oh, I love witnessing the transformation of a new fairy. There are many ways for you to customize your fairy form. Stunning. Go on, my little style icon. Things are going to be very different for you now. Fairies are truly emotional, driven creatures nourished by the moods of others. But if you don't take care of your needs, well, it's always a pity to see one go like that. Luckily, you can simply consume bottled emotions or absorb emotions from others to fulfill your needs. You do know I'm still here, right? As I was saying, absorbing emotions comes naturally to every fairy, as does shrinking, but many acquire other abilities as well. Fairy dust is simply the sugar on top. The more you use your abilities, the more powerful you become. Fulfill good and wicked desires like aging someone up. Bring gnomes to life or messing with relationships. We love a little drama. But fairy life isn't for everyone, like this nature nomad. Sure, living off the land may be an adjustment at first. An acquired taste, perhaps. But the more time you spend working on natural living skills, the easier it gets to manage your needs. Seriously, why confine yourself to four walls when nature has been all-inclusive since the dawn of time? But balance is a tightrope, not a throne. If you find yourself wallowing in a bad mood for too long, you'll begin to teeter into imbalance, experiencing minor symptoms. Ignoring it leads to serious consequences, and maybe picking up an ailment. Okay, time to bring in some outside help. With the apothecary skill, you can craft every day into elixirs and cures galore. like ailment cures emotion potions that change any mood, or elixirs that fulfill all your needs for a time. Is that lucky quid? I know a fisherman who could have used that. If you're inspired to help others with your new skill, there's always a need for more naturopaths. After a quick exam, it's time to determine the best course of treatment, hopefully the correct one. Sometimes that means designing a wellness program for a client or offering a plant-based remedy. Of course, not all plants are entirely ordinary. The moody shrub allows you to extract emotions from it. An allure blossom can affect your luck or imbalance, as long as you don't anger it. Oh, and the lightning root. I'm sure they're fine. With your natural living and apothecary skills, you'll be able to help so many folks in need. And there's quite a lot of them in this quiet little hamlet of ours. The blend of natural and magical elements throughout Innisgreen strikes a perfect balance, if I do say so myself. It can be a lot to take in, but luckily the locals are happy to fill you in. Lending a hand is a fast way to make friends and hear all kinds of stories about this place. Plus, earn a few rewards. Speaking of locals, I see you've met my ex, Spruce. And will you look at that? Our cosmic hourglass has emptied. Well, that's the grand tour. I'd say we're ready to explore this enchanted world of ours. Time for me to dissolve into the mist somewhere. You're gonna do great. Just don't forget to water the plants. So obviously we have Mother Nature here, and we will be discussing in another video all the items that we see and yada yada. But anyways, I'm gonna guess that she is obviously going to be a new character in this Enchanted by Nature pack. Pretty self-explanatory of why she would be there. Now there was mention of the pixie dust to help with plants, and you can see that right here, or excuse me, fairy dust. Here we can obviously see the interactions with the plants, that yes, you do have to take care of them, otherwise they will perish, as we are shown here. So I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of a panel that we can click to where it shows us our plants needs, or if we need to water these plants. I don't know. It's just, unless they're going to be like the garden feature where you just see them decaying and then you click on them to water them. I don't know. To me, it just kind of seems like they brought gardening outdoors to indoors, and then you're naming your plants. They do show a lot of interactions with fairies, obviously, like fairies coming here, and obviously this is supposed to be an explanation of Mother Nature, but I wonder if this is just gonna randomly happen, where you just randomly have fairies appear. Now this is pretty cool. I like that little flower there. So it looks like I don't know, it's kind of odd because it looks like she's planting fairy stories. I'm not quite sure about that. And then does Mother Nature appear to give her fairy stories with an elixir? I'm not quite sure. All right, so she becomes a fairy. Obviously, they do the whole motion, which we kind of seen in the official trailer for the Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. Obviously, we've got more detailed cast, but I don't really count this as gameplay. I mean, yes, you are playing, but when I think of gameplay, I'm thinking of the actions that they do. Okay, so let's see here. We've got, instead of our needs panel, this is just a new needs panel that we have for fairies. Emotional force, that's new. Regenerate emotional force. Let's see, and then it looks like those are our points to ability. So I'm wondering if that fairy stories is one of her abilities, because it does have the storybook right there. The heart has a lightning bolt through it, and but then over here it looks like they're not doing too well. But then this is colored yellow. So does it need to be somewhere in the middle? I'm not sure and kind of confused by that. Now she regenerated emotional force. So now it looks like she's doing okay. Now I wonder what's gonna happen with this bar over here on this side with the arrows. If that little sad face that we saw, if that's going to turn into a happy face or what. Emotional force is down again. He is very angry. And okay, so I'm thinking that this right here is just showing you how they're feeling. Oh no. So just like your regular Sims, if you don't take care of their needs, or in this case for the fairies, emotional needs, they will in fact pass on. And then obviously we've got a new woohoo spot. And this interaction is kind of cool. It's interesting because you don't, well, I guess you do see hearts, but you also see the sparkles. So they woohoo in the air. That's kind of interesting. And then of course the fairies can sleep in the doll houses, which is pretty neat. As you can see, she doesn't actually sleep on the bed. She prefers the floor. So there looks like there won't be any interactions that you could actually do in the dollhouse, but it would be really interesting if they implemented to where the children would actually pick up this fairy and start playing with her. I think that would be kind of hilarious because, you know, it's in her dollhouse or his dollhouse, whatever. So I am going to guess that all they do is sleep in there, that they can't really interact with the objects. And then that's pretty cool. She's blowing out flowers, making the plant bloom a lot quicker. So it looks like those are some of her special powers. So here we get a little chart of fairy abilities. We can see what we've unlocked and not unlocked here. I like how they kind of do the butterfly wings. I think that's kind of cute, especially Enchanted by Nature. So we have ability points right here. Oh, fairy lessons. Oh, that must be like the gameplay lessons that they go through, you know, where you can say, walk me through this or whatever. So it looks like this is our manipulation column and emotion column, nature column, and customization column. Spend ability points to grow in fairy ability. When we go back to here, fairy stories, this is showing us, that butterfly is showing us the fairy abilities that we just saw. And then you can see the progression. So the ability to age up another sim. I wish that they would show the Sims being confused, like what just happened, what the heck, you know, get a little freaked out. I think that would be a really neat thing, but all you see is him just holding his back like, he doesn't look confused or anything, so that's a little saddening. Bring gnomes to life. Oh, so you can bring gnomes to life and then give them, I guess it's kind of like a, maybe like a butler type thing, where you can bring them to life to repair and upgrade items, or to clean up your place, or for gardening, or for protecting. Interesting. I wonder what all they can protect you from. Like, do they protect you from werewolves and vampires? Evil fairies? What? Okay, the ability to sway another's emotion is kind of funny. I think this would be fun to do. I mean, we talked about this in another one, but she's meddling in their relationship, which I feel like you can kind of do maybe if you flirt with another sim in front of their significant other. Sometimes that happens. So I don't know about that. It's just a sideline thing where you can just make them act a little crazy, I guess. So obviously the aspiration nature nomad, which we talked about in another video. And you will be digging in the dirt for things to eat, and why they eat the frogs, I don't know. And it's kind of like island living where they dig for shells. So it's a repeat of that. I'm not sure how you guys feel about that. So definitely let me know what repeats from packs you see in here. She's also bathing in the water, which we did see in another video. So we see them fishing here, and we see luck. Rory can't be totally sure, but he feels like bad luck is looming over him today. So then you can go get an elixir that is made of good luck. Looks like his buddy Anthony is sure he can feel good luck shining brightly on him today. Balance and imbalance. So these must be also nature nomads as well, I'm gonna guess. And he is feeling imbalanced. So he's doing some meditation and he's very imbalanced now. Now it looks like the meditation, obviously, if you have spa day, you can meditate. So that's another recycled element. It says ailmate gnome lore. Now we do have 8 ailments, I believe it is. So we visit the elixir enthusiast, and like we've seen in the official trailer, it looks like they're just showing you, like I said, the gameplay. It shows that you can craft them, or you can mentor, obviously. Study apothecary cures. Okay, so here it's showing us, obviously, all of the items we can craft. Basically, like when you're cooking or whatever, it shows you all the different things that you can cook. So we've got, enhanced eyes. Interesting. Let's just kind of go through this. Luck magnet cure, emotional void cure, calming drought, enhanced eyes, hooked on nature, simoleon fever cure, creation impulse cure, greeny meanie cure, sonic sinuses cure, and we saw gnome lore cure, noxious gas, a wee drink, momentary happiness, emotion stone, balanced mind, cow plant horn, freezer bunny foot, lucky liquid, need stop, fearless, supernatural shield, herbal house call. Welcome to Willow's first day as a naturopath healer. You'll begin to receive clients today and have the opportunity to put your skills to use. You must be as thorough as possible to diagnose them with the correct ailment or issue to avoid sending a patient home uncured. Remember, ailments aren't always the cause for a patient's visit. Sometimes you'll need to dig a bit deeper to find the problem. So this one honestly kind of reminds me of the Get to Work, where they're in the hospital. That's what it kind of, where you have to heal them, whatever. So you can see the gameplay through here. You have to go through what they need, and you can express sympathy or revitalize Abby's needs. I would be curious to see how that interacts with other packs. Like if you can click on her and instead of express sympathy, you can choose a lot more options. You know how the more packs you have, like you can do a rude introduction, a romantic introduction, a howdy introduction, you know? I'm wondering if the more packs you have, if that will give you more ability to respond differently to this. That is what I am interested in finding out. And then the lightning plant, that's kind of interesting. I don't know exactly why we have a lightning plant. Is that just for, I don't know, is it like a alarm system, you know, where maybe somebody comes to your lot and to get rid of them, it strikes them with lightning? I don't know. Not quite sure. But it is cool nonetheless, and I do think these plants are really neat. Like I said, we'll go over those in another video. Obviously, he's making the cure. So when you get the elixir, you can give them the wrong elixir. Like the ailment they have, I wish if you gave them the wrong elixir that it would increase the ailment that they have, make it worse, or possibly make it better, or just, you know, be randomized. I think that would be fun, because then you never know what's going to happen. And maybe even give them new symptoms or different types of symptoms, that would cause a lot of, and of course the fairies can size down. So I wonder if when they go into that fairy house, this is where Everdew takes it. No, we do have the Everdew in a screen and another place, I can't remember, but that makes it seem like that fairy house that we were just in is Everdew, you know? But I guess that's where all the fairies hang out. So he's very mystical. He summoned Spruce Almighty, which looks like a plant sim, and honestly, he reminds me of a Greek god. Just saying, like, look at his attire. Does that not resemble like a Greek god the way he is etched out? It is kind of cool how they fly together. I think that's neat. Oh my gosh, she just ate a raw fish and she liked it. I'm curious what you guys think. Be sure to let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like, as it does help my channel out. I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.